We're so back. If I don't make like a reading wrap-up video every single month, you have permission to yell at me now, because my track record isn't the best with these. I forget and I miss months at a time, and it's fine. I read 6 books in August, which is big for me. I talked about a couple of them in my What I Read So Far in 2023 video, which you should totally go watch if you want to hear me talk about them way more in depth. But yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. First, I listened to an audiobook of Defend the Dawn by Bridget Kemmerer. Kemmerer. Now, I own physical copies of this one and the first one. I got them in a PR package like a year ago from Bloomsbury Publishing, and I just never read it. Like, I literally got like a little poster of like the map, and I got like a mug and a bunch of other stuff and the books, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I just never read the books. And I didn't even read it. I listened to an audiobook version of it. So, but I'm so pissed that I never got around to them until now, because I love these. I need the next one immediately. This just threw me back into the fantasy genre. Like, I blame these books for getting me back into fantasy. And I loved the audiobook because they had 2 different narrators for the 2 different POVs, and I eat that up every time. So this is a direct continuation of Defy the Night, and I can't help but wonder why lots of fantasy books have their sequel like take place on a boat. What's that about? I'm not complaining, but it's just something I've noticed. I think it's weird. I honestly did not love it as much as I loved the first one, but I still definitely enjoyed it. My one like big criticism about it, I feel like if Tessa, the main character, wasn't there, not much would have changed. I'm just like, I love her. I think she slays, but if she wasn't there, not much would have changed at all. I don't know. I need the next one now. If Bloomsbury wants to send me an ARC or another little PR package with the next one, I mean, go for it. 4 stars. Next, I read The First Die at the End by Adam Silvera. This was annotated by my friend Mia for my birthday, which I was very excited about because I annotated the first one for her last year for her birthday. So it all like came full circle. I thought that was really nice. This is the prequel to They Both Die at the End, and I just want to say that Adam Silvera hates letting his characters be happy. Adam, calm down, Adam. Spoiler alert, they die. Like, obviously, but like, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It also takes place in New York, which obviously I love because that's where I live, that's where I was born, that's where I'm from. I'm gonna love it. I like recognizing all the little like landmarks and places that I've lived in and been to, and it was nice. This was like kind of a love letter to New York City. My main criticism, every once in a while, some of the dialogue was a little bit cringe. Not in like a really bad way, but every once in a while I was like, all right. But other than that, loved it, cried. Mia's annotations made it so much better. I'm actually gonna open to a random page and see if there's a Mia annotation. There is. What does it say? Imagine dying naked. I'd kill myself. Thank you, Mia. Very cool. 3 stars. Next, I listened to an audiobook of Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and y'all are about to be real mad at me. I did not like this at all. I know I said I'm getting back into fantasy, which is why I picked it up. I've owned this copy for years and I just never read it. And I was like, oh, I can just listen to an audiobook while I'm packing. And that's what I did. And I didn't like it. I hate to say it. I follow her on TikTok and she's amazing. She's so great. But you can just tell this was written in like 2014. It has that energy that I am not a fan of, like that era. I'm sorry. Like, I was bored out of my mind until like the last 5 chapters when it started getting interesting. I might try to like read the physical copy. Maybe it was just the audiobook that wasn't doing it for me. I'm gonna try again in the future. Maybe I'll read the whole series. Probably not. We'll see. 2 stars. Next, I read Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. This is where I kind of left off in my What I Read in 2023 video because I was in the middle of it at the time. And if you watched that video, you know I'm only reading this because I'm currently watching Hannibal, and I was like, oh my god, there's books. So I got the books. This is nothing like the show. Does that stop me from imagining Hugh Dancy and Mads Mikkelsen? No, of course not. It's basically about Will Graham, who's a retired FBI agent who goes back into the field to catch a serial killer, and shit just goes down. This book is insane. I don't know if you could see it, but I put in a bunch of like tabs. The lighting's really bad so you can barely see, but they're all different colors. It's either like lines that I like or things that I connected to the show, like, oh, this is what they took to like make the show, blah blah blah. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings about this. I'm gonna read the entire series. That's my goal for the year, so I might make a video about that in the future, like comparing it to the show, because, you know, just English major things, that's what I do. My complaint, they said like this is a Hannibal Lecter book. Man is barely in it. We've spent so much time with freaking Francis, the Red Dragon, and he's weird, and I don't care about him. I care about Hannibal. There was like a lot of kind of interesting changes that they made for like character-wise in the show. I'm gonna keep going back to the show, I'm sorry. But like in the book, Alana and Freddie are men. It's Alan and it's still Freddie, but like they're men. Bring back the girl bosses. There's not enough girl bosses in this goddamn book. There's barely any women in this book, by the way. There's Molly, the wife, and she's cool, but like she's barely in it. I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was reading it on the train and like putting my tabs in, and some old man looked at me. He was like, "Are you doing that for school?" And I'm like, "Oh no, just for myself." He just goes, "That's smart." And he like left. So that gave me like a complex. But yeah, I'm gonna read the rest of them. I have the second one, which is Silence of the Lambs, which is the one like everyone knows, obviously. I'm gonna read it for my man. And I will imagine him looking like this because he's hot. Anyway, overall, I liked it. I thought it was very creepy and spooky, which I love. And yeah, 4 stars. Next, I read The Wolves by Sarah DeLappe. This is actually the script for a play that I've been obsessed with since high school, and I only just kind of got my hands on it. I love this play. This is one of my favorite plays of all time. I think like 2 years ago I made like a little play recommendation video because like stupid theater kid. I think I mentioned this. I definitely talked about this play in that video. I adore this. It's about a girls soccer team and it's told through their like warm-ups and like their like teenage drama and a bunch of stuff going on. Like they're all growing up and learning, and it's so good. I'm so bad at explaining it, but it's so good. You just have to read it. Like no one has names. They're all just their like jersey numbers. I would commit crimes to play number 13 in a production of this. I would. I don't care how old I am. I don't care that I'm 21 and these girls are like 16. I could play number 13. Someone please cast me. Anyway, it's a very short, easy read. There's so many good moments that I tabbed. You can't even see my tabs on camera. There's a lot. There's a lot of good lines in this, and I tabbed them. And even if you don't want to read the script, there are so many great productions on YouTube that you can watch, and it's just so good. Watch it, read it, love it. 5 stars. Finally, I read the book that has been haunting everyone's TikTok For You pages for months. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I just did a reading vlog for this in my last video, so go watch that if you want to hear me ramble about it for like 20 minutes. I get the hype. I really do. It's good. It's good. It deserves the hype. I love it. Is it a little cringe sometimes? Yes, of course it is. But that doesn't mean it's not good. But basically, it follows Violet as she goes to like this academy for dragon riders. This book has everything.
And this place has everything.
Dragons, magic, hot people, enemies to lovers, characters that you get attached to and then fucking die. Everything. I love it. I love it so much. Look at all my tabs. Look at them. Like I had many thoughts about this book. Go watch my reading vlog so you can hear all my little thoughts. I cannot wait for the next one. 4.5 stars. But yeah, those are all 6 of the books that I read in August. I honestly can't remember a time where I read that many books in a month, especially ones that are this big. My overall reading goal for the year is 40, and I'm currently sitting at 25 at the time that I'm filming this. And there's only 4 months left in the year. Will I reach my goal? Probably not. I'm about to go back to school, so who knows? Am I gonna try? Kinda, I guess. Just Fingers crossed, and I'll see you next week.